Marvel is being slapped around like a stinky fish and continues to struggle more than someone moving to a new school because they lost a big-time actor for their new Thunderbolts movie. But on top of this news, I also want to tell you guys about some cool stuff happening with the Echo series, some updates on the future of Barbie, the shocking box office returns of Aquaman 2, and this donkey. But first of all, Yeun, who if you don't know, is an Academy Award nominee, and in my opinion, he's one of the best actors out there right now in the septic tank that is Hollywood. And you may know him from things like Nope or Beef, but if not, you would have seen this jelly bean in Marvel's Thunderbolts, where he was supposed to play the main villain of the film, that being Sentry. But he's not anymore because he dropped out. And the reason why he dropped out is because of schedule conflicts due to the actor strike. Now, fair enough, he dropped out of the film, alright, things happen in life, and at least he expressed that he still wants to do a Marvel movie and has a few ideas he may pitch to the big boy cowboys at Marvel. But holy bum nuggets does this suck, because Yeun was a golden pickup for Marvel, and people are predicting that Ryan Gosling is going to replace him because he met with Marvel a few weeks ago for something. And if anything, I think he would be a better Sentry looks-wise than Yeun because, you know, he's actually tall. But we'll see what happens with this casting. But staying on the topic of Marvel, Echo, that's right, that TV show that people forgot was gonna come out this month, more specifically on January 9th, the cast and crew are currently promoting this bloodbath, and the producer of the show, Brad Winderbaum, said in an interview that this chubby marshmallow, Wilson Fisk, is going to be the Thanos of the street-level MCU. Now, if that's the case, that gets me more excited than finding out men could give birth, because think about it, this show is supposed to portray Kingpin as his brutal self, and if Marvel is willing to embrace this dark, manly, greasy-chested side of Kingpin, then that means we'll probably get more projects to reflect that same tone if they want to have Kingpin connect to it. Now, will this potentially lose viewers? Maybe, but fuck them. They could get excited about the Agatha show. I don't care. I want some more brutal Marvel. Anyways, moving on. Barbie is the big movie many people loved around the world, but the people who love this movie the most are probably Warner Brothers because they want to squeeze as much milk from this Barbie cow as they can so they can clean their armpits with more money. However, I may be eating my words right now because Margot Robbie has suggested recently in a Variety interview that Barbie may not get a sequel and that Warner Brothers are cool with that being the case. And the reason why is that Greta Gerwig, who is the director of Barbie, how she basically works is that she makes a movie and just leaves it behind. And in this case, she gave all of the zoinks in her heart to make this movie, and it would take a lot for her to make another film that connects with Barbie, considering how this movie definitively ended. And honestly, I'm happy with that. The way that this movie that had more paint than my esophagus ended made me feel like that this should not get a sequel. It is perfect as it is. But the idea of throwing a bunch of money on a great director and letting them play around with some iconic character for at least one movie is something I wouldn't mind seeing more of. But moving on, Aquaman 2 somehow, someway made $272.6 million worldwide at the box office within 12 days, which is more than The Flash, Shazam Fury of the Gods, and Blue Beetle. And if it makes $400 million, which has now become a likelihood, it will be the highest grossing DCEU movie since the first Aquaman. So essentially, this movie is making some doubloons, which makes me wonder, who cares about Aquaman this much? Like, who is this cult? Neither of these Aquaman movies, in my opinion, were even that good. They weren't even as good as Pete Davidson comedy specials, and those are actually poo-poo. But no, the squad fan for Aquaman showed up to the theaters and supported this fishy donkey to become DC's highest grossing movie of 2023. So good on them, I guess. But speaking of which, Amber Turd took to Instagram to thank everyone for watching her 2 minutes of screen time and 10 lines in Aquaman 2, and proceeded to show us fight training that she did while ruining Johnny Depp's life. But don't worry, none of this fight training was needed for the final movie. But yeah, thank you for watching.